Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. It's a show that happens twice a week.
It happens.
It happens.
It's a show that happens.
It goes on.
Much like time. TADPOG
That's what
trudges
a lot of people
forward.
have compared us to the inexorable progress of time. A show where two old guys talk about old games.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. I like it. I'm excited. This sounds like a great show.
Where, well, it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Thanks to Podcast Magic, it is Wednesday, of which is original flavor.
Yeah.
So that means we're playing through IGN's top 100 Super Nintendo games.
All in one Wednesday?
All in one Wednesday. That's what we do.
Wow.
We're really bad at it. That's what we've never done it yet.
Like, how long would that take? Like, there's 24 hours in a day. Like, how long could we devote to each game? Like, half an hour?
Tony, get back to us on that. That'd be easy math if we took like 2 minutes to do it, but we're not going to do it.
15 minutes? I'm going to guess 15 minutes. I don't know.
So today, we have arrived at the 28th spot, Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong Country.
I can say that. I can say that and sound happy about it. Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people say that they like it when we hate a game. So, spoilers, I don't hate this game.
Well, wait till next week or the week after that.
What's next week?
Next week is Tetris and Dr. Mario.
That's not going to be that bad. Is Taryn coming back for that?
She's supposed to be.
Okay.
But then the week after that is Return of the Jedi.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get John Turley of NBA James fame back for that.
That'd be nice.
John, what do you say? Open invitation. You can do it. You've been on one show. You've guest hosted one show. You've cameoed on another. I say you should do it.
But it'll be different for him because now, first time ever, we're at my house.
Yeah, we're in. I like to call it. This is TADPOG Annex 2. This is son of TADPOG
Annex
Annex.
Redux. Finished my. I hate calling it a man cave. I'll figure out another like suitable word for it, something to call it. But it's done. So we've moved stuff over here. We're gonna try it out. So if we sound a little different,
That's why.
we're in a different place.
That's why.
So.
Yeah. Let us know. Let us know what you think. How do we sound? Rate us on a scale of blonde beard to thick, luxurious black beard.
Eric, you know what we're talking about. You get that. I'm your bearded host, Tyler.
Hey, Tyler.
And I've got a Donkey Kong related story.
Okay, good.
When I was little, when this game just came out, like within the first like few days of this game coming out.
Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong Country. I got to play it at a store called Venture. They had it.
Venture?
I believe it was like Venture something. I can't
I'm
remember.
familiar with Venture River, where the excitement is just around the bend.
Good
Is
show
that
notes.
it?
That's good show notes.
I can't remember their song.
Venture River.
Excitement's around the bend. Something like that.
In Annabelle, Kentucky.
You'll never forget where it is. So come on. After TADPOG prom, we'll all go to Venture River.
Oh man, I tried going a few years ago.
Yeah,
It was,
why?
Man,
It was bad, huh?
Man, nostalgia glasses just like shattered and turned to dust. Going back again, it's like, oh fuck. But Venture, it's not Venture Brothers. I keep wanting to think Venture Bros, but it's just Venture. It
a good show.
It was a retail store. Brandon of Baxley fame and I were there. Our parents were shopping there, and Donkey Kong Country just came out. We got to play the little display Super Nintendo. Oh my God, we were blown away by this game.
Of course you were. I think everyone was blown away when they played this.
Because we're playing this we're playing it, and suddenly we hear somebody behind us. Oh, y'all boys enjoying that game? And we turned around behind us.
And it was Donkey Kong.
Well, we were blown away again.
Yes, Mr. Kong, we very much enjoy your game.
We were inside a commercial. Like the Pinball Wizard episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? But we turned
a good
around,
one.
and it was a local celebrity by the name of Sam Burridge.
Burridge is bad.
Anybody from Paducah will recognize Sam Burridge.
Yes.
He is, every town has their colorful characters. Sam Burridge being a more notorious one of Paducah. And I have several Sam Burridge stories.
What station did he work for? Was it WPSD?
It was, yeah,
And he would do all like the, what do you call those? The feel good pieces?
Yeah, the human interest.
Yeah.
The fluff.
Called Burridge's bag. That's what it's called.
Yeah, he had it was like canvas, like a big carpet bag, and he would go around.
He was a carpetbagger.
He would go around to all the fairs and stuff like that and talk and interview people. He was a charismatic guy.
Yeah, I also have a feeling that if we've ever been on the brink of being sued, it's right now.
I know, so we have to preface everything we say with allegedly.
Allegedly.
He is allegedly a horrendous alcoholic.
Oh, God, you are going there. Huh?
Allegedly. Well, that's another story because I've met him after this.
Oh, my God.
And he was clearly intoxicated next time I met him, like 15 years later.
The views and opinions of TADPOG are not the views and opinions of Tyler and Dave. No. I feel like I need to get a law degree real quick. Hold on, I'm going to log in to lawdegrees.com.
But when we were blown away by seeing him, and he talked to us for a long time. He played Donkey Kong with us. It was a
cool.
standout day for me for a long time to play Donkey Kong with local celebrity Sam Burridge.
Was he any good?
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Does it feel like he was there all day?
Probably. We should have been on Burridge's bag before playing Donkey Kong with him. But I remember Brandon was like, oh shit, man, it's Sam Burridge. Yeah, I know. Oh, man.
Oh, so you're the cool one. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Brandon, that's just Sam Burridge.
Sam Burridge.
I play Donkey Kong with him all the time. It came out yesterday.
He let me go through his bag. Me and Sam are tight. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
What's up, Internet? I am Dave. I am your bespectacled host. And I probably have told this story twice already, but I'm going to tell it again. I probably told it way back in the episode where we talked about Donkey Kong Country 3. And then probably way back when we recorded near Thanksgiving. But I also played this game, Tyler, days after it came out. And I remember playing it in my grandmother's driveway in my aunt's van.
Yeah, that van.
That van. Man, that van was it was pimp because it had, first of all, it was huge. It was a huge van, had a huge CRT television mounted in it with a bracket, and it had a DC outlet where you could just plug in just whatever you wanted. You want a hairdryer? You're good.
That's awesome.
More importantly, you want a Super Nintendo? Yep, hook it up. So my cousin Chris, man, he had the best road trips, and I had I wouldn't say the worst because I had a Game Gear, but you could only play a Game Gear at
35
night.
minutes at night.
Right? Because if the sun was out, by the way, they need to fix this technology on mobile gaming because it's meanwhile, it's 20 years later, I still can't play my 3DS at noon. When I'm on my lunch break, I was trying to play Bravely Default. It's like, nope, not happening. I just fucking sun. We need to fix this.
Yeah, the recent storm that blew a ton of debris into our yard, we tried cooping together, having a big bonfire, and I was like, I'll just sit out here with everybody while they're drinking beer, and I'll also play Bravely Default. No.
Fire glare. Nasty fire glare.
I sat down for 10 minutes. If I can't play my 3DS, I'm not hanging out with anybody. Just left.
Except you kept calling it your Game Boy, which we all really liked. So, yeah, man, me and Chris, we played this game. We were so excited because I couldn't believe it, man. He had this awesome setup in the van. He got Donkey Kong Country. He got it it came out 3 days before Thanksgiving. So it was brand new. And this was the game, man. We were playing it. I think I was 13 when it came out. Mm-hmm. And this was a deciding moment in my life where it was holy shit, I have got to get a Super Nintendo. Mm-hmm. I have got to get one. I got to do whatever it takes. I got to save allowance. I got to save birthday money. I got to save Christmas money. I got to skip school lunches and pocket that money.
Yeah, I did that shit. I did that shit a lot.
I got to do whatever it takes to get a Super Nintendo. Eventually I did. And long story short, I don't feel like I'd be on this show today if it weren't for Donkey Kong Country. So, with that being said, please consider that when I talk about this game because I do like it a lot.
We fucking hated this game.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Primates don't wear ties.
Oh,
immediately.
God.
Fuck this game.
And they're not monkeys, they're apes. Come on.
Shirts and ball cap? No.
Well, they're both Kongs, but Diddy clearly is a monkey and Donkey's a gorilla. How does that work? And Candy's I don't know what Candy is.
God. Well, right at the gate, I feel like this is I feel like we've played iconic games through the Super Nintendo before. I feel like this is the lowest ranked, like, of the Nintendo, you know, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for.
Universe? The Nintendo verse?
Yeah, the Nintendo heavy hitters that are, you know, purely Nintendo characters.
Yeah.
This is the lowest ranked iconic game that I think we've gotten to so far.
Which I think is kind of ironic because I remember when this game came out, I was like, Donkey Kong, really? Mm-hmm. Because it's like we didn't see him in much before, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah, because we've played Donkey Kong Country 3, which that not exactly an iconic game because it's still, you know, it's the iteration of this, but it pales in comparison to this game.
That was episode 52.
I don't
if
even
anyone
count
wants
that.
to listen to that was episode 52. Did we have a guest host? Oh, that's awful.
No, we did not.
Oh, thank God. I was like, oh, I hope it wasn't Sam Burridge, allegedly, that we had on that episode.
Allegedly Sam Burridge's episode. We don't remember.
That's going to be our next promo cards. We're going to say, allegedly, Sam Burridge was on the show.
I'll in the show notes, I'll put up a whole bunch of.
God.
I'm sure I can find Burridge's bag stuff because
You think someone uploaded that?
I'm almost positive I can find some Burridge's
You're
bag
allegedly
stuff.
positive?
I'm allegedly positive because of course, he did that fluff piece on our local news, but like on and off. He would do it for like 6 months straight, and you wouldn't see him for a few months again.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I can't say I know exactly what happened, but allegedly there were a lot of personal problems that had him on and off the air, constantly coming in and out of the doors on the local news station.
He allegedly took a lot of sabbaticals.
Allegedly.
I went to high school with his daughter. She was nice.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
gonna throw that in there. She was allegedly well raised.
But this game, I guess spoilers. Really, we've already hit it so far. This is good. This is a very good game, and I think it is. I'll go ahead and say it now. At 28, it is too low. 28 is too low for this game.
I think it's also too low for this game. I also think that we've got Donkey Kong Country 2 to cover later on. I don't want to talk about that too much, but I will say that I get those two games confused because I played them pretty much back to back as a kid. So there are times where when I was playing this game, when I was playing Donkey Kong Country, I was like, oh yeah, that doesn't happen in Donkey Kong Country. That happens in Donkey Kong Country 2.
Yeah.
I'm predicting the future, and in this future, you and I are torn. There's a rift between us. And one of us is on the Donkey Kong Country side, and the other one of us is on the Donkey Kong Country 2 side. Diddy's Conquest.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're right. I guess we should also say that since we're at my house, it will be a lot harder to hear Trainsy.
I'm kind of sad. Trainsy has been retired. I don't think you're ever going to hear Trainsy again.
I have heard him at this far out like a handful of times, but the likelihood of him appearing on the mics, as long as recording at my house, is pretty slim. Instead
of calling this episode Donkey Kong Country, can we call it the one where Trainsy dies?
Yep. So I guess
I'm done reading from Wikipedia.
No, let's see what else.
Your neighbor's HVAC's really going.
Yeah, you hear that, Dave?
What's that, Tyler? I did a few minutes ago. He must have turned it off.
Wow.
Yeah, I do hear that. I do hear that. Is that a UFO?
Dave reads from Wikipedia HVAC.
Oh, okay. Oh, awesome.
Wow.
Man, just the myriad, the flavors of Western Kentucky. We got trains and HVACs and frogs.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if Kentucky Tourism doesn't call us.
Yes. I guess I got cats. We could also do that. Do you hear that, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
It's the Dave. Oh. The Dave reads Ricky a saddled cat.
Oh, we know you got cats. We've heard the songs.
Yeah.
Trust me, we know you got cats. Okay, guys. Donkey Kong Country. It is a platform video game developed by Rare that was originally published for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It was first released on November 21st, 1994 in North America, and it also came out in Europe. Let's get some more Europe listeners, and I'll give you that date.
I do think we have one, right?
Okay.
The fourth part to Megalixir.
Oh,
is-
okay. All right. It came out November 24th. That's just for you. That's Thanksgiving in the United States. It was in 94. I did research.
Nice.
Donkey Kong Country was the first Donkey Kong game that was not produced or directed by Shigeru Miyamoto. I never heard of that dude. Have you? No, I don't know. So I don't know. Hopefully that guy, I don't know. Maybe he did good. I don't know why they
I
got
hope he
him.
found work somewhere else. I hope he's doing okay.
The character's original creator. Oh, okay. So that's what that guy's known for. That's what that Miyamoto guy is known for. Creating Donkey Kong.
Oh,
We
okay.
learned something today.
And Jumpman, I guess.
Oh,
since they were in
right.
the same
Jumpman. I
game.
forgot about Jumpman and his brother, Jump Higher Man.
Also Jumpman. Yeah. Kicks his legs while jumping, man.
It was produced by Tim Stamper instead, although Miyamoto was still involved with the project. Following an intense marketing campaign, which we know because you and Brandon were in the commercial with Sam Burch, allegedly, Donkey Kong Country received very high critical praise and sold over 9 million copies worldwide, making it the second best-selling Super Nintendo game. I don't know what the first one is. I don't.
Gotta be The Legend of Zelda.
You think it is?
Yeah.
Probably. Or do they count Super Mario World bundled in?
Nah.
You don't think so? Well, we'll find out probably when we get to those games. The game was later released for the Game Boy Color on November 4th, 2000, and the Game Boy Advance in June 9th, 2003. Also came out of Virtual Console. Pretty much if it's a Nintendo product, except for the 3DS, you can play it on it.
Yep. I've got the, they did a version for 3DS.
They did? Mm-hmm. Because I looked in the eShop because I was just going to play it on my 3DS.
Oh, did they have an actual 3DS Donkey Kong game?
Oh, right. It's like Donkey Kong Country Returns
Yeah.
3D or something like that.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
hard. It
Yeah.
is fucking hard.
It's fucking hard for the Super Nintendo too. Like I didn't think it was that hard when I was a kid, but like I replayed it and it's hard. It's a hard game. Actually, I started doing my notes before I played the game, and I was like, this game is pretty easy and promoted like experimentation and trying different things. But then I started playing, and I was like, I gotta revise my fucking notes because this game is harder than I remember.
Some levels are just fucking. I have never the level. I think it's in like the second world. Stop and go, to where it's the barrels that have stop, barrels that have go, and these invincible lizard creatures.
Yeah, they're like, is that like the red light, green light?
Yeah. I've never played through that level just straight. I cannot do it. I've never been able to beat it. I always take the warp barrel that shoots you right
At the
to
beginning?
end. Yep.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
You have to.
Everyone does that.
So I was stuck on that until somebody showed it to me, and I was like, yep, I'm never playing through this level. There's a handful of levels that I think are just ridiculously difficult in this game.
Pretty much all the minecart levels.
Yeah.
And that's like something I like about this game is that it is a platformer, right? Mm-hmm. But they mix it up within a theme because it's like you've got your regular platforming levels, and then pretty much every world will have like a minecart level where you are in a minecart and you're on tracks and you're jumping over Kremlins and you're Kremlings. I'm sorry, you're not jumping over you're not jumping over Moscow. And pretty much trying to stay on the tracks. And then pretty much every world has like has a water level. Mm-hmm. And everyone has a boss fight. That's also a stage in every world.
Water levels in this game are my least favorite, but as far as water levels go, they're not that bad.
They're not bad at all because of your animal companion. Yeah. I feel like
On guard.
That makes a huge difference. Mm-hmm. On guard, the swordfish. I think some of those water levels, I mean, they're definitely designed for you to have on guard because they're like nigh incompletable without them.
Yeah, because you can't, when you're swimming, you can't throw barrels. All you're doing, you can only move if you're Donkey or Diddy underwater. So if you want any offensive power, you have to be on guard. On guard.
Was he your favorite animal?
No, the frog was.
Winky?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Winky was? Winky the frog?
I love the frog.
Is it because we're in Kentucky?
I think
And frogs are clearly our state animal.
he was the rarest. So whenever I got him, I felt like I was really getting a treat. So
The tie-dyed frog.
yeah.
I like the most common.
Rambi the rhino.
Yeah, because he's badass, man.
Rambi is
he
pretty
could
fucking awesome.
find secret passageways by just barreling into a wall. He could kill Kremlings with his horn.
So that's what I love about this Donkey Kong. I feel like they did the animal companions. They did it right. They gave you enough that you want more, but they didn't oversaturate the game with them.
That's true. No, I agree.
And I feel like in every, especially Donkey Kong Country 3,
yes,
they pushed those animals way too hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, they were spaced perfectly. It was a treat when you got one, even in the bonus levels, because...
Well, when you collect the 3 golden icons of one, and then you just that one, being able to get all the extra lives, trying to go through. Yeah, I felt like it was such a good balance.
And those bonus levels are so short, too, that you don't ever get sick. I don't feel like you ever get sick of the animals in the game.
I'm with you.
But in Donkey Kong Country 3, when it's like clearly dependent on that animal, which sounds hypocritical because I just said their water levels are pretty much incompletable without On Guard, but I don't know. The animals in this game also seemed a lot more, they made more sense. They weren't that stupid baby elephant from Donkey Kong Country 3.
Or all the parrots and all the birds. Yeah.
See, I like the parrots, okay? I mean, I like...
There's that other green bird that just floats above your head.
Yeah, that one's forget about it.
But yeah, this game, like, I feel like Donkey Kong Country has just... This is where it came out. This is the basics, and this is where it's just strong and wonderful. And the music...
I love the music.
Oh, man.
I think that's what people complain about the most, is the music. But I love it.
I love it.
Even like the beginning, when I turn this game on, and it's Cranky Kong on top of the construction beams, turning the crank on his phonograph.
Yeah.
And it's doom, 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 doom. And then Donkey Kong shows up, and he's like, oh, 90s style.
True 90s version.
With his boombox.
The Donkey Kong rap, you can't beat it.
No, I mean that's very true. Speaking of 90s, there's another very 90s character in this game. There's an extremely 90s character in this game. What was the name of? Do you remember the MTV dude named Dan?
Yeah.
I can't remember anything else about him. I just remember it was Dan. What did he have something to do with, like Burger King or something like that?
I know what you're talking about.
It's like I vaguely have this. Like I've got this weird association between this guy named Dan and
like all the Burger King animated kids.
Yeah,
back
what
then.
was it? Like all I remember is like Vid Kid.
Wheeler.
What was their gang?
Wheeler was the kid in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Like man, I remember I played with those toys a lot. The Burger King kids that would come in the Burger King kids meals.
This is like the kids club or something.
Yeah,
something
there
like
you go. Burger King kids club. You could sign up, be in the kids club. Yeah.
And I did it when I was a kid because I remember when the Ninja Turtles movie came out and I think they had Ninja Turtles toys. And I was like, man, I bet if I sign up for the kids club, I'm going to get some more Ninja Turtles toys. I did not. I did not get more Ninja Turtles toys. I think I just got junk mail as a 9-year-old. But yeah, the one that reminds me of Dan, Funky Kong. Funky Kong, man. He runs the barrel airplane service.
That makes sense.
He's got his shades on and his like hot pink cap on backwards and he's got like Bermuda shorts on, I think. Let's just say he's a pretty cool dude.
Yep.
He is
happening.
A pretty
You're
cool
excited when you see him.
Dude. He's like that Dan guy and Zach Morris had a baby.
Shit, man. And then retroactively devolved to their monkeys again, or is that too controversial?
Yeah, it's definitely too controversial, especially in the 90s.
Okay, yeah. When I had my science textbooks glued together, yeah, it's too controversial.
Too hot for the Burger King Kids Club. That's going to be on our promo card.
But the music, my complaint about the music in the third one was that I didn't feel like it had like any soul behind it. It didn't make me feel anything. Like I play this game and like the music feels inspired and it's just good.
I agree, and I hope that's not nostalgia because I'm sitting here thinking, is that just because we grew up with that soundtrack, or was it legitimately good?
Yeah,
I do
I played
believe
through it again, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too, and it wasn't just because of feels, you know.
Yeah.
Like when I first turned it on, that was definitely feels, but you know, it like the music is so. It's designed well for the stages that it's in.
You go into a cave level,
and
the music, the echoey kind of,
and it's soft
drippy.
and,
No, it's good.
I think they nailed it. I think they nailed it in the sound design too, like with the sound
The
effects.
sound effects, I think it has some of the best sound effects in the Super Nintendo.
They do. My complaint with the sound effects is that they do reuse some of them. For example, when all the animals jump, even though they're different, and they make the same jump noise. Some of the sound effects are annoying, like the beaver boss. Which, to be fair, I think it was intended to be annoying, but
Not very, very naughty.
yes, and really naughty. That's another complaint I have about the game. I think this is an excellent game, and I recommend it to anyone who hasn't played it. But I feel like the bosses get repetitive because they repeat 2 bosses. I feel like that is a missed opportunity because the bosses in this game I feel like are super unique, except for the ones that are repeated.
They're repeated, and they are also just like bigger versions of normal enemies for the most part.
Yeah.
Like when you fight Naughty, he's just a big of the beavers that you fight normally.
Right.
I enjoyed when you fight Neki.
Neki, the gigantic buzzard.
That was, he's still a giant, bigger version of the buzzard you fight, but you fight him in a different way because you have to jump, of course, on tires up to hit him on the head.
Jungle tires.
So yeah, jungle tires, jungle
tires.
barrels. The crisp snap of you shooting out of a Donkey Kong barrel is just permanently etched onto my brain.
Yeah, the controls in this game are super tight.
Yep.
They are super tight for a platformer, and they need to be. Like all the sprites are, and I guess technically they are still sprites, even though they're not true 3D. They're 3D rendered and then sprites, I think. Ugh, please don't hold me to that.
I don't know. It looks good.
But yeah, it looks good. And like all the sprites are kind of small and squat. So they don't feel floaty. They feel very grounded and they feel extremely tight.
And I'd almost say that they're so tight you fuck up by just barely touching it a little bit. Like so many times I've jumped and then continually overcorrected trying to land on just the right spot that I will then fall off or make a mistake. But they're spot on. You overcorrect.
Yeah, you can't second guess yourself in Donkey Kong Country or you'll die. Especially in those minecart levels, man, because it's like every time like I second guess myself, every time I die.
Yep.
Because those are so, like even the first one I find to be extremely difficult. Even when we're not playing on your Retron where it's super dark for some reason.
And then I feel like really honestly like playing Donkey Kong Country, the original, its strongest predecessor, like I feel in terms of what the sequel should have been is the latest iteration, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Wii U. It feels more like a Donkey Kong Country than any of the other Donkey Kong Country sequels that I've played.
Oh, really? Have you played the one for Wii? Because I've got it, but I haven't played it.
No, that's true. I have not played that one.
I'm curious how that is. I want to play the one for the 3DS too.
It's good. I'll let you borrow it.
All right, sweet. You're talking to the listener, right?
Yeah.
Not me.
Listener, just come on over. I'll let you borrow Donkey Kong. It's fine. Come over to the man cave, get a Donkey Kong. It's fair.
What are the other bosses? There's a giant bee named Bumblebee.
Yeah. The bees in this game are always, you've seen a bee and you have to be a red one that's just invincible.
Yeah.
And
You
the
can't
yellow
kill it.
ones you have to throw barrels at.
Or kill with Winky. That's the only good thing about
Yeah.
Winky, I think, is that he can kill bees.
Because the frog is the natural enemy to the bee. So
Yeah.
by jumping on it, not by any
Not by
other
eating.
means.
Yeah.
The rhino has nothing on a bee, only a frog.
There is Dum Drum.
That's where so I love the level design. It's always like colorful and interesting, going from the early levels to like Treetop Town. I feel like that's another iconic level.
Yeah.
But then when you get later on in the game,
It gets industrial.
yeah,
Really industrial.
and it's just like that's where like those levels are hard and interesting, but then it's just so many shades of gray that it's just kind of, I don't know. That's when I guess you're getting to the end. They want you to feel like King K. Rool is oppressive, so this is what he's about. So maybe they're trying to convey something, but
Yeah, I think you're right.
that's where the game, I enjoy all the other levels much more.
I enjoy all the other bosses much more, too. I always felt this was kind of a dumb boss.
Yeah,
Because he's a giant oil barrel.
Just a barrel that tries to drop down on you.
Yeah, and you don't really fight him directly. You just fight his minions. So I don't know.
But I remember, because remember you see, of course, you go from overworld map, and then as you're climbing higher and higher on this mountain, And then every stage you zoom in, you go to, breakdown of mini levels like Mario World would have with the worlds.
Yeah.
But I remember you see just like a ship in the background.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh, that's cool. There's the ship in the background. I just thought it was art.
Yeah. A nice art element.
So of course, when you get to past the industrial age, past the ice stuff, and then whenever that icon zooms over where you can climb on that ship, I fucking freaked out.
I did too.
Oh man, I thought it was so
did too.
fucking badass.
And I think that's excellent game design because this game was and is fun. Like it surprised when I was a kid. Playing this game for the first time surprised me. And that's one of the things that I'm gushing now, but that's one of the things that I loved about Nintendo games is that they had this element of surprise where they could just capture my imagination and do stuff like that, where it's like, oh, I didn't even think that was going to be the final level. This pirate ship that's been on the map that I've seen pretty much from the beginning of the game. And then you go there, and sure enough, that's where you fight King K. Rool.
Because I think we glossed over, like, the story is what? King K. Rool, this giant crocodile, bipedal crocodile, steals...
The Kremlin King.
Kremlin King. He's
The Tsar.
He steals all of Donkey Kong's bananas.
He does. The banana hoard is empty. He is to Donkey Kong as the Beagle Boys are to Uncle Scrooge.
So then, you just on a quest to get all the bananas. Every boss drops a giant Nintendo brand banana.
Yes.
And of course, all Mario has coins, Donkey Kong has bananas.
I think that's what you need here.
Bananas?
You need a giant Nintendo branded banana and just in the corner.
You're right. You're right.
I think that would be really good.
Or a whole bunch of them to dampen the echo-ness. We just cover this place to make it look like Donkey Kong's horde.
Not Donkey Kong's whore.
That's the save barrel Kong. What's her name?
Candy Kong.
Candy Kong. Thank
Candy
you.
Kong. She's not in any other games. They removed her, I think. I don't think she was in Donkey Kong Country.
Too sexy. Too sexy.
I imagine she was giving everybody a little kind of weird feels.
Because what in Donkey Kong Country 3 it was the granny. So they just go, let's make it the worst, the sexless Kong. Just like the most, no.
And I could be mistaken because I haven't played Donkey Kong Country 2 since I was a child, but I think like Cranky Kong saved in the second one.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we'll find out. Updates to follow in future episodes.
But then I guess I also love how the experience changes more than I thought it would going back between playing Donkey or Diddy.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about that you can play as two different characters. And I agree completely. The experience is 100% different, even though they have the same basic abilities. They both can walk, run, jump, roll. They can both pick up barrels and throw them at enemies. And the only real difference is that Donkey Kong can do a ground slap. And
well, he's heavier, so he can. Diddy will bounce off certain enemies, where Donkey will, if he jumps on them, then they're gone.
But Diddy Kong is faster. But what I like about that is they're like Nintendo built this base. This is great game design. They built this base, right? Where it's like these characters are the same with the exception of these rules. And then that's what makes it interesting because it's like, oh, I don't have to learn everything from scratch. I've got this base understanding. It's just Diddy's faster and Donkey Kong's stronger.
It's true.
Do you have a favorite? Who did you prefer to play as?
Donkey.
Man, we're the perfect team because I prefer to play as Diddy 100% of the time. Just because he's fast, man. He's so much faster. And here's what I love to do about Diddy. I feel like I could get to areas as Diddy because Diddy can do like, in Street Fighter, you'd call this like counting frames because like Diddy Kong can do like this cartwheel, right? And you can interrupt the cartwheel into a jump. So a lot of times I would do this thing where it's like I'd be on a treetop and I'd do a somersault off the treetop and interrupt it into a jump. And I could get to a totally different area that Donkey Kong couldn't.
That's true. That is very, very true. That's where, because there are secrets all over this game.
Yes.
All over the place.
Yes.
And a lot of times you just have no reason, like jump on this certain, just out of nowhere, jump in this certain hole. You'll find a mystery barrel down there that'll shoot you to getting more lives or
bonus
level
stage.
skip or
Like every
you
level.
might see a banana floating somewhere that could tell you if you fall on this banana. Sometimes it's a
usually-
trick and
Yeah.
you just hit the banana and you die.
Good. But see, I like that. I love that. I love that there's this sense of exploration that you don't have to do. It's not like in Metroid where you have to explore, right? Which is fine. But in Donkey Kong Country, it's like that's all optional. You can find all this secret stuff if you want to. You don't have to. If you just want to go through the game normal, that's fine. There's nothing to stop you from
Yeah, I think
doing
most of the time I would beat it like 65%, 70% completed. Like, I can't imagine getting 100% on, or you can actually go above 100%.
It's 101.
Right? Yeah.
I did it as a kid. I got 101 in Donkey Kong Country, and I think in Donkey Kong Country 2, it was 102. 102% completion.
Intense. That's intense. Man.
They're good games, but I mean, I had fun doing it. It's the kind of game when I was a kid. Like I kind of compare it to your big game was Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, right? I mean, that's the one that you played over and over again.
Yeah.
I mean, I own this game, and I just over the summer I played it and played it and played it until I had 101 completion.
Well, okay, we've been talking about Donkey Kong Country pretty heavy.
Yeah, let's talk about our dicks.
I mean, I'll break it up with the Sam Burridge story.
An alleged.
Alleged Sam. Well, at my high school,
Tell a Sam Malone story instead.
Sam Malone, a good Cheers story. Another alcoholic, allegedly. But back when I was in high school, your senior year, you had to do a big senior project, which is like, if you didn't do well in your senior project, you weren't going to pass the class. It was a huge thing, and you picked some kind of profession and then find someone to be your mentor, and then you would do some kind of project from there. Like my project was I wanted to be a chef, so...
Your mentor was Merlin.
It was a cook from Chong's named Steven who showed me how to cook a lot of stuff at Chong's that he wasn't supposed to show me.
Steven, Merlin.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty close. Close.
Some other people, like one guy rebuilt a Corvette. I mean, it could be almost anything if you just were industrious about it. But our friend MJ Link wanted to be, he wanted to like directing, making a movie. So the teacher allowed him, she bent the rules for him to let Jacob of wolf fighting fame be his mentor. And together they made a movie.
Okay. Have I seen this?
I don't think so, because it was because we live close to Benton, Kentucky, so they made the Benton Witch Project.
No, I haven't seen this.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of MJ Link's movies, but not this.
Yeah. So he made the Benton Witch.
Will there be a link to this in the show notes?
I don't, if I can get him to put it online, I would be very happy to do that. But I don't think he will. I think it's on VHS somewhere in like his closet.
We'll pay for it. We'll get it converted.
But
as long as Josh isn't in it.
Josh is.
Why is Josh in it so much?
But it was all like an interview, like him going around to all his friends were actors around Benton that were telling the Benton Witch, and building up. And so the twist at the end was that Sam Burridge was going to be the Benton Witch. So I mean, Sam Burridge.
That's quite a twist.
Sam Burridge has been on the air in years, and MJ emails Sam Burridge, finds his email on like an old WPSC website, asks him to be in this movie. Sam Burridge responds like within an hour of him sending this message, I would love to be in your movie. Since 9/11, I've thought about how I need to give back to the kids, so I'll be in your movie.
That's nice.
So I was like,
that's
all right, cool.
a really nice surprise.
So
please be very careful this next part.
We figure out a time. He's going to come in and be the Benton Witch in the final scene of the movie.
Oh, God.
And the movie is supposed to end sort of like a thriller style dance. So they're all going to have Sam Burridge masks on.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, but it has, a zero budget. So MJ just copies off pictures of him online, like black and white shitty pictures, cuts it out, and then just puts it on like Josh of Uniracer's Fame's face and some other people. And then that night, it's like 9:00 at night. We're in the high school parking lot. We have access. Our teacher has let us stay on the stage late at night to film it there.
Yeah.
So when Sam Burridge shows up, it's like 20 of us out here. We're excited to meet and see Sam Burridge.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of kids. I imagine you're like young ladies seeing the Beatles.
yeah, exactly. We're just screaming. But he pulls up, And when he opens up his car, I swear you can hear the beer cans rattling around as he gets out of his car.
They might have been Pepsi.
They might have been Pepsi.
He might be a Pepsi man.
And allegedly, whenever I saw him, he was incredibly intoxicated. Incredibly intoxicated, allegedly. And he stumbles over to us just screaming and talking and telling us all sorts of crazy stories. And like, we don't know what to do. It's like 20 high school seniors, and we're just looking at this large drunk man just rambling at us. So MJ is like, "Oh, here's your costume," and hands him a top hat and a cape. And he rumbling around, and he's just yammering craziness. He puts on the cape, puts on the top hat. When he sees everybody put on the masks of him, he starts dying laughing. It's the best thing ever.
Oh, wow. I was worried he was going to go into a fit of rage.
Was it our teacher? I don't know why. She was a bad person. So like
allegedly.
She tells us like he's drunk. He's just like the worst drunk in the world. You guys better be careful what he says to you. He's gonna pull a knife and he's gonna.
She's saying that while he's there, like
before. But then she's
warning you. Like,
she's warning us, and then
she's like, "What did you do inviting him here?"
I know. Of course, it's bullshit. She's just. I guess she's jealous of the attention we're giving him.
Got you. So you don't believe her?
No, and she's off to the side, just looking, just like sour grapes. She's upset about it.
I can imagine.
Well, she was terrible. Really, she was terrible. But we start filming the scene, which is they're doing like a Thriller dance behind Sam Burridge in his top hat and cane.
We got to get this video.
And he's like scratching his chin, and Jacob's cameo in the video. He pulls up in his Mustang, jumps out. What is this? What's going on? He goes up and he rips the masks off. Josh, what are you doing here? Goes and rips the mask off the other one, and he turns to Sam Burridge, and he grabs Sam Burridge's face. I'm surprised Jacob does it, but he does it, and then it's like Sam Burridge, like he's a heavy-set guy, but he explodes into motion and gets right in Jacob's face. And you can see the terror cross Jacob's face. He just gets half an inch in front of him. Boy, you in a lot of trouble. And Jacob just goes white.
This is all in script, right?
This is because he has lines. But he doesn't really stick to the script. He just goes on about being like this terrible witch.
He's more of an ad-libber. Yeah.
Yep.
he's a character actor.
I would repeat some of his stories, but they're semi-racist.
Yeah, okay.
So, but MJ got like an A on the project.
Well, that's good.
But of course, we had to stop it short because the teacher came in. Is like, he has all of his friends were up the road, and they're going to come in here and gank all of you guys. They're all just waiting to come in here and rob you.
What is this, Ultima Online?
I guess. So like a lot of people panic thinking she's serious and just drive off.
That his friends are waiting to come.
That Sam Burridge's friends are just right down the road, just waiting to come and get us.
What? She just wanted to go home.
She just
clearly
she didn't want to be there. She was jealous that she always wanted everybody to adore her.
She always wanted Jacob to touch her face.
Yeah. So then it kind of ends with everybody leaving, and I think Sam Burridge, allegedly drunk, just shambling back to his car and driving home.
Back to the Pepsi Mobile.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe. I think he was just hopped up on Pepsi, and he probably mixed Pepsi and RC. Sometimes that happens. If you mix the two, you kind of feel funny.
Allegedly, he'd been back to Burridge's bag a few more times, but again, emphasizing this allegedly, because this is just rumor that I've heard. So allegedly, he finally got the final axe from WPSD when there was some kind of a birthday event and people were eating. And
please, I don't know where this is going, but this can't be good.
And I think they were serving some kind of seafood. And he goes up to a really young girl.
Oh, no.
He's drunk.
Nope.
He allegedly is drinking.
Nope.
And talks about how he wants to put this down and eat her clam. And then that was it.
I don't get that. Can you explain that to me?
Nope.
I don't get that. Is that on Urban Dictionary?
Clam? Her clam, her vagina?
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, so many jokes, so many Family Guy jokes make sense to me now.
Yep.
Like all of them.
So yeah, that was him making a offensive sexual joke to like a 18-year-old girl. Was like, allegedly that was it. That's only what I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not. That's just what I heard.
Do you think we could get him on the show
Probably.
to answer these claims?
I know.
You know I'm half kidding.
I wouldn't be surprised if we could.
But he has to guest host for at least one episode before we can give
We
him
gotta get him his interview.
He's like everybody else, Tyler. We have to treat him like everybody else. He has to go through the steps.
Guess it's the process.
So let's pick a game for Sam
He would have been
Bird.
good on this if he would have remembered. Yeah, I remember playing Donkey Kong Country with you kids.
How about Donkey Kong Country 2? You want to try to get him for that?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Maybe we can get him at the live 2-bit show.
What else would we
We'll do
do?
Donkey Kong Country 2 there with Sam Burridge.
So this is funny to us because we really know who Sam Burridge
It is
is.
not
so like
funny.
Phil Hawkins in Oregon, like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
These are some deep Paducah.
He's a colorful character.
Yeah, deep Paducah
Hopefully you
cuts.
will understand when I if I can find links to Burridge's back. Donkey Kong Country 2. I mean 1, not 2. That's later. Donkey Kong Country.
Nice. I like that. That's a good transition.
Man, this was like where Rare was really starting to just pump out gold.
Yeah, I remember this being like the first one.
It's
like
the
first
I
big
remember
one for me.
the first. I remember the Rare symbol coming on the
logo.
screen. Yeah, because man, after this, it was like they couldn't do any wrong.
Yep, because I think Killer Instinct came out shortly after Donkey Kong Country, right? And then I think they did Donkey Kong Country 2.
Yeah, I mean this lasts well into N64 with Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah, that's true. Did you ever play the N64 version of Donkey Kong?
Nope.
I didn't either.
I remember I had like a yellow cartridge.
Man, we're awful. We are awful people.
Well, we missed. I mean, both of us like the N64.
Oh, yeah, I missed it completely.
Yeah,
I had one
Super
like
Nintendo to PlayStation.
10
That was
years
it.
after the fact and still never
That's
played
the one,
it.
the only one I've ever owned. I bought like 2 years ago, and it's over there, ready to be played. It is Brandon of Axelay fames. While he was living in New York, his mom had a yard sale. I went and bought it for like $10. I've got some achievements.
You got some achievements? What you got?
Unless you have any more to say about Donkey Kong Country.
I do. It's great. You should play it if you haven't. Honestly, I would.
Yeah.
Please. I'm serious. Please
And then,
do
of
it.
course, if you've never heard of this, want to know what it looks like, Paul's been playing it for us. So what is Paul playing today? Link in the show notes. Check out his playing.
Yes,
Donkey Kong
please.
Country.
Tyler, that's your job from now on. I am bad.
Remembering how
that's
much you
your
love
job.
Paul.
That's your job because I'm bad at remembering to plug. Sorry, Paul. I really do enjoy your videos. They are very entertaining. Thank you for doing them. It's just when I get enraptured in these stories, I just can't. I can't think about anything else. But seriously, play Donkey Kong Country even if it's not with a local celebrity. If you can get a local celebrity, do it. I say do it. And if you can't, that's fine. Maybe, I don't know, maybe your brother, your sister. You should play it with somebody. I really do. I do think you should play it with somebody because the team mode is a lot of fun. We didn't really talk about that a whole lot. There's a 2-player co-op and there's a two-player competitive. I have never, ever played 2-player competitive. I can't tell you what it's about. I'm never going to play it because it sounds horrible. Why would I want to have a competitive monkey battle when I could have a cooperative experience?
Trying to jump on the other Kong and force them off and get bananas. Yeah, it does not sound fun.
So yeah, please play it. Please play it. And if you can play it in a van, that's great too.
Preferably.
If you can play it in a van with a local celebrity that's allegedly drunk, do it. Do it. You're missing out.
We also forgot to mention the ostrich, didn't we? The most common of the animal companions.
Yeah, because the ostrich sucks. Espresso. I
Yeah.
mean, he's fast, but he is a bird that can't fly.
He reminds me a lot because I believe, what did I play? I think later, yeah, I played this first, and then later when I played Mega Man X2, there is an ostrich enemy that reminds me very much of Espresso the ostrich.
Your achievement must have to do with Espresso the ostrich.
It doesn't, but it should have. I was just looking at notes, points I haven't hit yet. Okay.
I'm not even looking at my notes anymore. What are your achievements, Tyler?
My first one is 99 Luftballoons. And because the extra lives in this game are balloons, red, blue, and green. Red being 1 extra life, blue being 2, and green being...
Green is 2, blue is 3.
Oh, okay.
I
don't think I ever got anything but a red one. So.
the red ones are, I mean, still pretty rare, but it's like The green ones are super rare, and the blue ones are even more rare.
Yeah, I think I only see blue ones just floating off screen beyond my reach.
Wait, you're not getting those.
Because as soon as it comes into frame, then it's floating up.
Yeah.
So the extra lives are always pretty challenging to get. But if you can get 99 of them,
nice.
you get this achievement.
Nice. That's a music reference.
Yeah, I supposedly.
Yeah, it is. I just wanted to tell you in case you didn't know. Actually, I'm glad you brought up the balloons because I actually have one of the things I like about this game is it has what I call quote unquote acceptable level of weirdness. And that falls in that category because this game stays very weird, but very safely weird.
Like you don't feel like it's weird that there are tires and barrels floating in the middle of the air.
That's also on my list of things that are acceptable weird.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. It doesn't bother you.
No.
It should be like, what the fuck? But it's okay.
It doesn't. It's just there and it seems like it fits. I guess that's good. I guess that's good art direction.
Donkey come through barrels. Okay, this makes sense.
Yeah.
That they're just transportation barrels, plane barrels. They just live in barrels all throughout. Because basically, if you get hit in any part of you, except their feet, the hit boxes are pretty narrow. But if you're hit slightly off center, you get hit twice before that's it. You're done.
Yeah, once is Donkey and once is Diddy. And that's if you've got both of them at the same time.
But you get the other one back by finding the DK barrel and you hear the muffled noise of the monkey trapped in the barrel that you touch and then release them and they're behind you and you can switch back and forth at will whenever you want by pressing select and they do the behind the back high low 5.
We did such a horrible job of explaining this game. I hope that everyone played this because otherwise it's man, we're in the middle of achievements and we're still explaining base mechanics for this game.
We were so happy about how much we enjoyed it. We just glossed over it.
Yeah, so hey.
We forgot the point of this podcast where we talk about the game and not just how the boners we got from it.
Welcome to Donkey Kong Country Fancast, episode 1. Do you have any more achievements?
I've got one more.
Okay.
The second one being P. Diddy.
Oh, cool.
And you unlock P. Diddy by being Diddy Kong to beat all the bosses.
Awesome. I love it.
Do we want to talk about the final boss? Because we just talked about he's on a ship. We really talk about anything else with King K. Rool.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's run through it real quick. He's the big crocodile, the Kremling, and he's a pirate. He's got all the bananas, and you fight him, you beat him, credits roll, I fall for it, and then he gets up and kills me.
Yep. Because he has three different phases essentially.
Yeah, one where he's shooting you. I did not complete this game on this replay. I beat it as a kid, so this is all from memory. I think there's one where he shoots at you. And see, I also get it mixed up with Donkey Kong Country 2 because I played these back to back.
It's really similar to Donkey Kong Country 2. Yeah.
But essentially, you beat him twice, and then he quote unquote dies. Credits actually start to roll, and then he gets up, and it's his last form. And if you're like me, the first time playing this game and your controller is down on the ground and you are having a celebration, USA, US, oh, what? And then you got to do it all over again.
By Sam Burridge's beer bottle.
I'm not good at this game anymore. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I replayed this game. I used to be good at this game. And I thought
you got 101%. Yeah, you were really good at this game.
I thought that the argument of as you get older, you become worse at video games. I kind of thought that was bullshit, honestly. And then I played this and I completely lost my touch. I couldn't remember the tricks. I couldn't remember where the secrets were. And I think that was kind of my bread and butter as a kid is I also didn't mind going back to World 1, Level 1 and grinding out 10 extra lives.
Yeah, you've probably been really good if you spent 16 hours a day for for a summer. You probably would be just as good.
As opposed to the 5 that I did before the show. Yeah, I think you're right. That's a good point.
We'll call into work and explain to our wives we're just experiment to see if we're as good at this game as we were when we were kids. Well, you had to put time in on it.
I would love nothing more to call into work than to experiment with Donkey Kong Country. That sounds excellent.
I want to experiment.
In fact, let's monetize this podcast pronto so we could do that. I would just love to be able to tell my boss, you know what? I'm not coming in today. Gotta play Donkey Kong Country. Check you later.
Just it's for science. It's for science. Like,
We got a grant. We need to get a federal grant.
if we can get a MacArthur Genius Grant for our Donkey Kong playing. Do you have any achievements?
I do have some achievements, and that's usually a sign that I enjoyed the game. Actually, I'm kind of worried that you've already given this achievement, New Junk City, or I have. I feel like this has already been given, but whoever gave
Earthworm
it,
Jim or Sean Miller gave like a New Jack City.
because New Junk City,
Achievement, yeah.
yes, is an Earthworm Jim level. To unlock New Junk City and Donkey Kong Country, you have to launch yourself into the air 100 times throughout the course of the game by using the jungle tires that are just sprinkled liberally throughout
Yep.
the jungle.
Because rubber is incredibly bouncy.
The second achievement I've got, Tyler, is D's Nuts.
Oh,
And in order to unlock D's Nuts, you have to defeat Necky the Vulture after he spits 2 nuts at you. Third achievement. That's all right. You don't have to be polite. Laugh. You don't have to be polite.
no,
Laugh.
I was like, no, I had to think about the nuts that he spews out that are like furry coconuts. So
And when you unlock it, it comes out. It's in all caps. D's Nuts.
these nuts.
Third achievement I've got, Tyler, is Bumblebee Tuna, my friend.
Oh man. Oh. Thought you were done. You found a shovel. Just kept digging.
Yeah, remember when everyone said that for a summer? Welcome back.
Oh man, I'm friends with several people that
I'm bringing it back.
I don't talk to them anymore. I'm sure if I did, it would be like 10 minutes before I heard that again.
That's the first. You need to send one of those people a text message tonight at like midnight. Be like, Bumblebee Tuna, my friend. Just see what happens.
God, I feel like I've heard. I know within the last 3 years, I've heard Oathbreaker Blake Woods say that.
That one's for you, Blake. But in order to unlock Bumblebee Tuna, you need to defeat Bumblebee, the boss, without losing Donkey or Diddy.
Okay, it's good.
Perfect. You got to do it perfect. And then Jim Carrey shows up to your house.
Oh, fuck.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I've got a very important question for you. How much do you think this game is on Amazon?
I think, honestly, I have 2 copies of it over there on my collection.
So it can't be that much.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would know. Otherwise, you'd be calling into work to play one of those copies.
I'm going to say, because, I mean, if 9 million sold,
Pretty rare. Sounds pretty rare.
I'm going to go $4.50.
You going $4.50? At the time of this recording, Tyler, actual retail value of Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo used on Amazon is $17.34. It retained
Wow.
a little bit of value.
Wow. Sitting on a good $34 over there.
Yes, yes, that'll get you not even a day of work. You want to take a stab at how much it is new?
$800.
No,
No?
that's really high. 120.
Okay. I
So
figured
if-
everybody would have opened their copies to play.
So if you know a dude that will buy it for 800, I say definitely go on Amazon and buy that fucker. Because you sounded really confident in that answer. It sounds like you got a guy on the line.
I'm used to wrapped card box shit just being like ludicrously expensive.
I didn't do a whole lot of research on this, and this is kind of came to me. So I may be completely off base here. You probably know better than I do, Tyler, because you are actually into game collecting. I'm not. I like playing, but not really collecting. I hear, is there a copy of Donkey Kong Country that's like a special cartridge? It's like a championship cartridge or a tournament cartridge that they used in like the Nintendo tournament?
There's a lot of stuff like that. It would not surprise me, but there's a lot of stuff like that out there.
Because I know there's 2 versions of this game, and I think one of the versions of that game is the quote unquote championship version. And I could be thinking of another game, and if I am, I apologize. But from what I understand, that copy of the game goes for like $800.
Yeah.
Like it is a super, super rare cartridge. I know a lot of our listeners out there are actual game collectors. So if I goof that up, please let me know, because I legitimately want to know what game I am thinking of and don't want to look it up.
Yeah, those are always the cartridges like I see people on our game collecting on Reddit. They're like, people are really proud when they find their championship edition or, the games like a cartridge that might have had like 5 games on it that was only used in one tournament in Montreal in like 1994 and shit like that.
When Sam Burridge comes to guest host, can we get him to sign one of your Donkey Kong Country cartridges? And you can put it.
And then that'll be a 5-star review prize. People will love it. We'll go crazy for it.
Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
I've got 2 other questions for you. Thank you for playing my little Donkey Kong game.
It's a good game. I think it's a very good game.
But this is a more serious question. If you had to give this show a beard that just shows the world how you feel about it, if you were to bare your beard to the world, your Donkey Kong beard, what kind of beard would it be?
It would be a beard that is representative of true manliness, true hunting in the jungles, just leading men and shaving and being manly.
A Burridge's beard.
A Burridge's beard. I give it Teddy Roosevelt's mustache.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That is hardcore.
Yep.
Well done. I enjoy that. Wow. I hope I'm speechless. Wow.
Yeah.
That's some big guns, man.
It's a good game.
Where would you, okay, based on that, I feel like I got to stretch this out and ask you, where would you place this in IGN's top 100?
Early teens.
Early teens?
Early teens. Like, I think it is not anywhere near where it should be.
So you're saying like 13, 14 kind of deal?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
Because looking over the top 10, those are all super solid games. So, like, I mean, if it were on the top 10, I wouldn't have been like, bullshit. Yeah. So.
That's fair. I wouldn't have either, honestly, because I really enjoyed this game and I think it is extremely well crafted. So I'm curious if you're going to finish the set. If you were to give this game a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would it be?
It would be the glasses that led the Rough Riders to victory. Teddy Roosevelt's glasses.
Yeah. Nice. It's a set piece.
Yep.
You get a bonus when you wear both.
You got both your artifacts. Your set of green armor. Nice.
That reminds me of an RPG, a tabletop RPG that I really want to try with you because I think you would enjoy it. I don't know much about it beyond the fact that it's an RPG that is set in American history, and it's very anachronistic. It is, you essentially choose a historical figure in American history. It could be Teddy Roosevelt, and then you just create a character based on Teddy Roosevelt, and then you and 3 other people do it, and you go on an adventure.
See, okay, now I'm thinking my fantasy party for that game would have to be like Teddy Roosevelt,
Yes.
Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson, he's a popular choice. I've asked people
Andrew
this
Jackson's
before.
badass.
And Andrew Jackson has been on several people's lists.
I'm trying to think who else.
Grover Cleveland.
Grover Cleveland. John Wayne.
John Wayne.
John Wayne, I feel like he fits in he'd hang out with those 3 and be
John
good.
Wayne Gacy?
John Wayne. That's my 4th one. John Wayne Casey.
You got to have the wild card.
Full clown regalia. They're all on horses. Just running through the American Southwest, going on an adventure.
I think the game is called, I could be mistaken, I'll look into it because I actually really do want to buy it and at least try it. I think it's called Spirit of the Century.
That sounds good to me. I've forgotten my notes at your house, so let's see.
At TADPOG Annex. One.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes or Stitcher. The next episode, it'll be Monday. I'm not sure what we're doing yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
But next Wednesday will be IGN's 27th ranked game, Tetris and Dr. Mario. That Tetris and Dr. Mario for Super Nintendo is better than Donkey Kong Country is fucking ludicrous.
According
it is
to
Chris
IGN.
Ludicrous Bridges.
I have a question. Have you played Tetris and Dr. Mario for Super Nintendo?
I have not.
I have not either. So I'm trying to reserve judgment.
These better be some spectacularly animated blocks and pills.
It better be games of Tetris in between levels of Donkey Kong Country.
It's like, okay, yeah, I get that. Okay, this is good. You can find us on iTunes or Stitcher. I know that part. While you're there, you can leave us a 5-star review. We like those.
Give the 5-star.
Give it the 5-star show reviews. If there's a game you'd like us to play, include that in your review, and we'll get to it eventually.
Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we are going to be back. We're going to come back. We're going to come back strong. We don't care that we have to play a game that is probably inferior to Donkey Kong Country. We don't care. We're still going to do it. We're going to muscle through it, and hopefully we're going to have a good time. And honestly, hopefully we kind of don't like it, because I feel like shows go a little better then.
Until we offend somebody who thinks it's the best game in the world.
Yes. And this is the point in the show that Miller likes, where I kind of get down. I kind of dig on the show a little bit. So it's like, this is the point of the show where I kind of reveal, you know what? Donkey Kong Country, probably not the best Tadpog episode. Thanks for listening. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. In the meantime, if you can't get enough Tadpog goodness, you can always find us on tadpog.com. That is where the show notes live. I really hope that Tyler's going to be able to dig up some quality Sam Burridge material.
I'm going to try so hard.
Check tadpog.com. You're going to have to see this stuff. You're going to have to see it to believe it. You can also find us on Facebook. We are at facebook.com/tadpog. There are a lot of cool people there doing a lot of cool shit. For instance, Archivist Korn, he just posted a video. He's showing off some dancing skills. I am not familiar with the game that he's playing. Tyler, have you seen the video?
No, I have not.
It's a dancing arcade game. That's not my bag.
It's not Dance Dance Revolution?
I don't know. Okay. I have no idea what it is.
Because I cannot play DDR for shit.
He is being a total badass, and he is playing player 1 and player 2 at the same time.
Yeah.
It's pretty hardcore. If you haven't watched the video, go to facebook.com/tadpog and check it out. Also, we're on Twitter. You can find us at tadpog_podcast. Also, a lot of cool people there retweeting us. Man, we really do appreciate it. That helps get the word out about the show, and we love you if you're doing that. We do read it all. And the big Twitter push this time, Tyler, has been our Twitter followers are they've spoken. They have spoken, and you have lost the sing-off. Meg, all clearing away.
Clearing away. No one voted for me.
No one. It was, well, let's be honest here.
She even finished my song. So.
No one voted for you, Tyler. I'm sorry. So Meg she'll need to come back, and we'll need to prepare. What I would like to do is prepare a cat set for Meg, and that can be the whole special episode where she just sings
an hour of Meg singing cat songs.
Please.
I will write an opus of a cat opera, a cup opera.
We'll call the episode Mr. Holland's Opus.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Nice.
Bumblebee Tuna, my friend. You can call us if you want. Tyler does not have a sheet here, so I can't read the number upside down, but I think it is 270-883-2555.
Nailed it.
Yes, got it. Call us. Keep it under 3 minutes. Ask us a question. We love that. You can also text us. People have been doing that, and man, our shows have been going so long that we just don't have a lot of time to fit it in. But we're going to fit it in as we go, we promise.
Yep. That's all I got to say.
Me too,
Pretty
man.
good.
This coffee kicked in at the very end. I got really pumped about the outro.
So until next time, Tropical Capricorn.
Tropical Capricorn could have been an achievement.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
David the Gnome. I love that cartoon.
I don't think
great.
that's not how I remember it.
Yes, it is.
No.